This is Troy with Iro Salons, and in this training, I'll be giving you 5 tips for running better Facebook, Instagram ads. Let me double check since we're live streaming and everything is properly connected. If you're watching on Instagram, again, I'm doing 5 tips or sharing with you 5 tips for running ads that actually work. And if you're watching live on YouTube, comment, let me know if you can hear clearly. So I'm reading from a slide. If y'all like to watch the slide, just come join live on YouTube. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So the first thing you need to keep in mind when trying to run ads that actually work is going to be having good content. So the purpose of your content is to stop someone from scrolling in their feed, essentially grabbing their attention. If you can't grab someone's attention, through your ad, it's impossible to even get them to your website. So they, have no opportunity to buy your product. So number one is having good content that's likely to stop and engage someone. Number two is going to be make sure your content and captions call out to your ideal customer. Another purpose for your captions and content is to filter out people that you don't want and grab people that you do want. So imagine if you only sold hair to women with blonde hair, you would call out to, hey, blonde hair women. And even going a step further, maybe they drive Mercedes. So, hey, women with blonde hair who drive Mercedes. So you want to call out to them in your captions, in your content, so that person is likely to stop. Once you can stop that person, then you can convince them to go to your website and buy your products. So, again, make sure your content and your caption calls out to your ideal customer. You don't want a bunch of randoms on your site. 3 is having an easy-to-use website. So, if your ideal customer has a hard time navigating your website, they can't find your products, buttons don't work, things of that nature, they're likely to not buy as well. So having a simple, easy to use website is going to be key. I definitely recommend Shopify. Shopify has some of the easier to use themes out there. So for those of you who still don't have websites or are considering switching. Next, you want to make sure that your website can actually convert traffic into customers. So I think this is the biggest and most overlooked part. Most people like to turn on ads and, think it's going to be a solution to fixing a bad business or, bad product market fit, bad branding, bad whatever. But it's really the site. If your site can't convert the people that actually land on your site, you're never going to make any money. So view your website as a 24-hour salesperson, and you want to arm this salesperson with as much relevant information that someone needs to make a buying decision on your site. So everything you're going to do on your site is pretty much trust signals, high quality pictures, high quality videos, detailed product descriptions, FAQs, testimonials, pretty much everything someone needs to see to come to your site and say, hey, I trust this person, let me give them my money. They need to know when a product is going to arrive. They need to know if they can return this product. So again, this is going to be one of the most important things, making sure that your site has the ability to turn a visitor into a customer. Now from there, I think we have 6 tips or 5. This is important as well. 99 to 98% of the people that do visit your site for the first time are not going to buy. So you need to have some type of follow-up system in place, whether that's text, email, messenger, WhatsApp. You need to have some type of system in place that captures someone's information, where you can later on follow up with this person. Especially if you sell hair and wigs. Imagine if someone just purchased some hair and the hair lasts 3 to 4 months. So they may not need to utilize your services or products for 3 to 4 months. So if I encounter you in January, but I don't need hair until April, but I haven't heard from you since January, I'm probably not going to buy your products. You're going to lose that sale. But imagine if you capture this person's information in January, and 2 to 3 times per month you just followed up with them, not trying to sell them anything, but provide them with as much value as possible, information about your products, information about you, just to let them understand who they could potentially be doing business with. Then when April rolled around, they remembered you emailed them 2 or 3 times per month since January, so you're more likely to close that deal. So also play the long game. Last but not least, know your numbers. It's super important when you're running ads to know how much a customer is bringing to your business on average. It's also important to know what you're willing to spend to acquire that customer. In the long term, if I spend $10,000 with your business, are you willing to exchange, let's say, $2,000 worth of ad spend to acquire me? So that's kind of how you have to view it. A more realistic example, if you sell hair extensions and wigs, your average order value is probably $250, $300, like upfront. That's what they spend with you. Let's say half of that is profit. So let's say 100, 150 is profit. You may be willing to spend $50 in ad spend to acquire that customer into your business, because up front, they're going to bring you $100, $150 worth of profit, not counting what they're going to bring to you if you practice or have good business practices and you follow up with them, you sell them more products, et cetera, et cetera. So don't just look at how much you spent to acquire one customer and what they paid you up front. Know what that customer is worth to you 6 months, 12 months, 24 months down the line. That's going to be really important as well when running ads. If you're just joining, so that wraps up the 5 tips. If y'all have any questions, feel free to send them through. If you're watching on YouTube, comment if you have any questions. Also, for those of you who want more in-depth training on how to set up ads that work, I just relaunched my group coaching program. If you like the link to sign up for that, send me a DM. It basically includes a course where I'm showing you step-by-step how to launch your own ads, as well as we meet Sundays. So you're still getting my personalized help with me via Zoom. So again, if you want more information about that, or like to sign up, send me a DM for the link. What if you're just getting started? Yeah, Kiana, send your question through. So if you're just getting started, utilize ads to test if you have a working model on your hand. So like if you sell hair and wigs, whatever, you can utilize ads to test or get your products or your branding, whatever, in front of people to see how they respond to it. But don't think you're going to turn on ads for the first time and you haven't proven that you have a product that fits a market. You haven't identified your customers. Don't think ads are going to work for you the first time, but you can use them to test. Do you take cash out? No. I take crypto though. You got some of that? Response cannot be shared. What if you're just getting started and thinking about using Shopify? Yeah, I definitely recommend using Shopify. I think it's much easier to use for you, the business owner, as well as the customer. Want the link? Do you do website reviews? No, I don't currently do any reviewing of websites. Let me see. I'm ready to go back to April, September ads. What you waiting on? Did you find out what software to track? A good tracking software is going to be Segmetrics. It's segmetrics.io. So that's another thing. If you're running ads, you're most likely going to need some type of tracking software. Let's see. And the purpose of the tracking software is just to give you a more in-depth understanding of like how people discover you, and also how long it takes for them to do business with you. Imagine if you run ads and it takes a customer on average 14 days to actually buy your products, but you're not getting sales for, let's say, 7 days, and on that 7th day you turn your ads off because you say, hey, this is not working. But you didn't know that it takes at least 14 days of this person seeing you to do business with you. My bad. But yeah, that's why the tracking part is important, because it paints that out for you. It tells you how much they're spending with you on average, where you acquired them from, like how many emails they opened, how long it took for them to actually pull out their credit card with you. Raw Hair Exchange, the link is in the chat. Critique sites allows no, I don't do any website reviews anymore. But just to provide you with some type of value, your website, or check out I can't think of the name, but your website should contain shipping information, FAQs, detailed product photos, detailed product videos, reviews, pretty much everything I need to see to buy this product from you. Don't skimp out on information on your websites. Make sure your websites are fully armed with all relevant information people need to see. Kiana, you remember that company I used to always reference to check out their website? Hey, how's it going? Is your program each month? No, it's not monthly anymore. It's a flat fee of $5.97. I think Indeed has a pretty good, highly optimized website. I would check them out. Yeah, it's a hair company in Dallas. It's one of the older ones, but I can't think of the name of it. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, Yummy. Yeah, so go to Yummy Hair Extensions and look at their website and check out their product pages. The ad course, more than just for lines. Yeah, what I talk about in the ads course can pretty much be applied to any business. So like I'm on Yummy's website right now, and they have a detailed product description with videos in the description, multiple videos. They have delivery information. They have a lint chart. Some of you don't have lint charts. And this is important because a lot of your customers could be first-time customers and they don't know how many bundles they need to be buying. So this also can increase your average order value, because if people are buying 2 bundles and they need 3, but they don't know, they're just going to buy the 2 bundles. They also have their exchange return policy, multiple product photos, and tons of reviews. So, and the site is pretty easy to navigate. They have the videos and shit Yeah, so like I'm not making any of this up. Like, go to one of your favorite brands, any brands that's doing this at the highest level. I'm pretty sure Yummy is $1 million hair company, and just mimic what they're doing. You don't have to copy it, but if your site doesn't look like their site, you're probably gonna lose. Like, this is your competition. So you want to do everything as possible to match them, at least on the website side. But your chance to stand out or get some attention is going to be on the marketing side. Maybe it's something that they're missing. Maybe they're not as creative or willing to get out there. But your opportunity to break in what many call the oversaturated market is your ability to market, your ability to be creative. So be different on that front, but on this website front, you want to mimic what works. What website should we start with? I don't recommend Wix, but if that's the best, for you, I would definitely, go with Wix. Whatever route that allows you to get started quickest, do that. Because if you sit there and you're trying to figure out which website company you should use, you're losing, because you're taking too much time, trying to decide on things that aren't necessarily that important when just getting started. I know people that make 6+ figures with Wix sites, and as well as Shopify. I just prefer Shopify. But at the end of the day, your website isn't important, but through your marketing efforts, if you can get people to know, like, and trust you, no one's going to care what your site looks like. Look at a lot of these influencers. They have like the worst websites with literally no information, just a buy button and a price, but that doesn't stop them from getting sales because they've built that trust factor outside of their website. When you're just getting started and a lot of people don't know, like, and trust you, your website has to be on point to kind of, build your reputation as far as trust goes. If you're just joining and you have any questions related to marketing or ads or any of that stuff, send them through. Shit. Also, for those of you watching on YouTube, if you have any questions, put them in the chat box. Hey, how's it going? No more questions? So y'all got it all figured out. What's a great website to track ads? Segmetrics.io. Depending on how much you're spending per month on ads. If you're spending, what is it? Like $200 to $300 per day, maybe a little bit more. Another one is Hyros, Hyros, but that one's it's for people who are spending a little bit more per month on ads, who need like advanced tracking. How do you use that? They both connect to your ads manager in your website and your email service deal. So it connects, to all of your softwares, and it, puts all of the information in one place. That's true. I started with Wix. Now I'm using Shopify. My website is not the best, but now that I've scaled 6 figures, I'll do rebranding now because it won't make a difference. Yeah, so like this person said, they started out with Wix, and they're hitting that 6-figure mark or approaching 6 figures, and they'll be rebranding because that makes a difference with scaling. So yeah, Wix is definitely easy to Segmetrics, segmetrics.io. Dang, what was I saying? Oh. Okay, so I don't know if y'all familiar with "Girl, It's a Wig," but you know that's who the comment is coming from. But yeah, when it's time to scale, hands down, I think Shopify is going to definitely outscale any Wix site. Just because more developers create apps and softwares and things of that nature for Shopify, which allows you to scale. And if you look at any of the big brands, $1 billion brands, $100 million brands, most of them are on Wix. What do you think about being on Facebook? Yes, I only suggest running ads in the Facebook Ads Manager at business.facebook.com. I don't recommend running them through the app. I think I put it in the chat. I think the Ads Manager at business.facebook.com is a lot more in depth. It gives you a lot more features and functions to, really get your ads dialed in. Thank you so much for your video and binge watching. You have such a low voice. I have to make sure my voice. Can you hear me now? Maybe my mic's too far away. I don't speak ads. This is a different language. Yeah, it is. It's something you have to, wrap your head around and do some digging and research and money spending, because you're not going to figure this out on the first time. I've been running ads. The first ad I've ever ran was probably in 2014, 15-ish. And it was just from watching YouTube videos, and I say, hey, let me try this out. So it's been a process. A lot of money wasted, a lot of time, a lot of efforts, a lot of energy, a lot of courses, a lot of coaching. So if you don't figure it out the first time, you just gotta keep going back to the drawing board. I switched from with Shopify and definitely get more traffic, but now I improve my conversion rate by much. In situations like that, it could be the quality of your traffic. So you see you get more traffic, but your conversion rate hasn't improved. It could be your website, it could be the quality of your traffic, it could be your ability to follow up with your customers as well. Again, 98 to 99% of the people that visit your site for the first time, they're not going to buy anything. So it's definitely important to start collecting emails, start collecting phone numbers. What do I need to do about getting back to 20% tobacco ads? So yeah, that's what I was just trying to explain. Having a strong follow-up process. So you're getting all this traffic, all this exposure, but you're not following up. We're not collecting emails, we're not collecting phone numbers. If 99 to 98% of people that visit my website, are pretty much lost forever, and that's usually what happens if you're not following up. I need to focus on that 98 to 99%. Most people are only focused on that 1 to 2%. It's such a small group of people that's going to buy the first time. So this is where things like email and text come into play. Also having some type of content strategy where you have content on deck, or you have the ability to create content and distribute it to your customers via email to provide them with value. That way, when it's time for them to provide you with value, which is money, you want them to buy something, they have no problem reaching into their pockets because they know, like, and trust you. Don't expect someone to visit your website, then remember you 9 months into the future and come back. That's not really how it happens. How much do you think we should spend on ads? There's not really a dollar amount that you should spend on ads. know your numbers, know what you're willing to spend to acquire a customer, know what a customer is going to bring to your business. Once you know those numbers, then you can kind of figure out a daily budget for ads. Then your daily budget is going to help you determine, how much you need to spend in total per day to acquire as many customers as you like. If it costs you $100 in ad spend to acquire one customer, and you want one customer per day, you need to be spending $100 per day. Jesus Christ, this is more than just selling. Yeah, a little bit. That's why the 1% is important, because if your site converts at 1%, everything gets a lot easier for you and your business. So it's really, an uphill battle until your site is converting. Then from there, it's a lot easier to scale and take your business to the next level. Mine is currently 0.84. So 0.84 is close enough to a 1. How do you increase conversion rate on your website? Just making sure you have all relevant information someone needs to make a buying decision. That's going to be the best way to increase your conversion rate. But yeah, it's gotten a lot more complicated, especially for those of you in the hair industry, because there are a lot of hair companies. So you have to fight, all of that noise. So now it's back on you. What can I do to stand out? It's no longer about having hair. Everyone has hair. It's no longer about having good hair. Everyone has good hair, supposedly. It's no longer about fast shipping. Everyone has that as well. So, what can you do to stand out to grab people's attention? Once you have someone's attention, you can pretty much sell them anything. Yeah, so two things are happening right now. And also, this is a lot deeper than ads and conversion rates and stuff like that. There's stuff that's happening in the world as well. So if people just don't have money to buy your products, they just don't have money. They're not going to convert regardless of how nice your site is. So now we're in the era where this stuff has to bring value outside of it doing just its job. How much attention does this product get me in the world? Luxury brands are still making money. I don't know if they're feeling a dip, but every time I walk in the Galleria, Dallas, there's a line at Louis Vuitton and there's a line at Gucci. But there's no line in H&M. There's no line at the McDonald's. So these products, you also have to, position them as something that, I can get some type of credit or attention or clout for as well. That's the reason why someone may shop with Kendra's Boutique versus your hair brand, even though your hair is better. Because, if I tell someone this is from Kendra's, I get some credit for that. So you have to think about that as well. I was just about to say Gucci. Yeah, so the money is out there, but think about how someone feels when they walk around with a Louis Vuitton bag or a Gucci bag. Also, how other people feel about them. If your product or service can't, have that effect as well, people may be less willing to spend money with you. So go hard on your branding. Branding is always going to outweigh sales tactics and for the most part. I mean, I'm saying you don't have to look hard to find good hair. Not as hard as you had to look before. And the reason I say that is because the person with the absolute best hair, maybe that I even know of, she doesn't make the most money. She has really good hair though. Probably better than, all these other 6, 7, 8-figure brands, but they figured out the marketing part. Even if you have the worst hair in the world, but you're good at marketing. How many of y'all, know of brands or influencers that have no trouble selling anything. Then once the thing is sold, you get all of the complaints and how bad the thing was. That didn't matter in the moment. So get good at marketing. Then figure out your product. Unless you come into market with a brand new product that doesn't exist, figure out the marketing side first. Let's see. Did I get everybody's question? Well, we don't have any more questions. I'll go ahead and wrap this up. Again, if you want more in-depth help talking about me, I actually was talking about you. With the good hair thing. I think Ebony probably has, the best hair of any hair company that I know of, but she's not making 8 figures. She may be making 7, but she ain't at that 8 level yet. And just think about all of the Chinese companies that do multiple 7, 8 figures with the absolute worst hair in history. But they know how to get in front of people, whether that's stealing your content, stealing your ads, whatever tactics that they're using, they know how to get in front of people. So that's what allows them to make money. So again, focus on the marketing and then figure out your products and whatnot later. Because no one cares about how good your hair is. They do, but they don't. But yeah, I just updated the group coaching program. It's currently $597 versus $147. Also, how do y'all feel about that? Would y'all rather pay subscriptions or one time? I would say you're the best for me about it. Thank you. But yeah, if you're new here, I'd like to provide y'all with as much value as possible. Before you give me your dollar. That's why if you go to my YouTube channel, I pretty much have everything you need to run ads, to sell products, to sell hair. You just have to put in the work. Also, you have to be patient. If this is your first internet business, this is not going to be easy. This is an everyday thing. Until that one day where everything starts to work. That's true. I know a few horrible hair and they're making 6 figures. Yeah, I've worked with some of them. That's why I can say that. She's talking about she know of a few horrible hair companies that make 6 figures. And another thing, even if your hair is trash, but you have that loyal fan base, they gonna argue and fight for you, and they're not really gonna care. But I mean, don't skip out on the quality of your products either. But I guess it's best to figure out what you focus on for your market, what's best for your market. If you're positioning yourself as luxury or high quality hair, it's definitely essential that you have luxury and high quality hair. You don't want a lot of people. But it's also important to know how to get in front of those people to begin with. But yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow. If y'all have any questions, feel free to send me a DM. If y'all want the link to that group coaching course, send me a DM as well for that. Talk soon.